My next speaker is Greg Robinson, Vice President Microcontroller by Microchip at Microchip Technologies. Thank you for your time.
Well, thank you for your time and allowing us up on stage to talk.
Okay, great. You spoke about single MCU strategy, a company which sells, I don't know, thousands different, sorry. Yeah. I have to ask, what do you want to say with single MCU strategy?
Sure. So our strategy has changed dramatically over the last year.
Okay.
So last year, if you asked me what the business units look like, we had 3 separate business units for our microcontrollers. We had an 8-bit microcontroller business unit that had a P&L.
Yeah.
We had a 16-bit business unit that had a P&L, and we had a 32-bit business P&L. Last March, we took those silos down and we merged them all under one roof. Okay. So we now have a microcontroller business unit, not broke out by bits. So what that allows us to do is change our go-to-market strategy to a single strategy, where before each business unit had their own go-to-market strategy. They also had their own tool strategy, and they also had their own product mix strategy.
As far as I remember, that was one of the big advantages of Microchip, that they can use with PIX32, with every different microcontroller, always the same tool chain.
Yes. So the tools were the same.
Okay.
Yes. But we have changed the tool strategy significantly over the last year.
So, in which direction?
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If I were to ask you what is Microchip's preferred development ecosystem, what would you say?
MP
Lab X.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. And last year it was our preferred design environment ecosystem. If you ask me today what is the preferred design ecosystem for our customers,
you would say
whatever design ecosystem you're in today. We're no longer pushing our customers into MP Lab X. We're saying stay where you're at. So what we have done is we've worked with our partners, IR, Kyle, Seger, Lauterbach, to put our products into their ecosystems.
Oh. But in former times, I asked the same question to another microcontroller vendor. In former times, if the developer was used to one tool chain,
yes,
he was happy and he didn't want to change.
Never change.
Yeah,
no, exactly. So with that said, MP Lab X will stay. We'll continue to support MP Lab X. Customers who like MP Lab X, enjoy it, like it, familiar with it, can continue to develop in it. But what we ran into with our 32-bit offering was customers would be designing in IAR on one platform, and then if they wanted to use a Microchip component, they'd have to switch to MP Lab X. So that meant they had to have 2 operating systems on their computer in order to design with Microchip. We now say, no, you don't have to have 2. Design in IAR. If you're familiar with that ecosystem, you like that ecosystem, use it. Now, another thing that we're doing, we're also giving our partners our IP. So we have an AI Code Assist, we have MCC, things that our customers are used to using in MP Lab X. We're giving those technologies to IAR and Kyle to use in their environment.
Okay.
So the end game is what we want no matter where the customer decides to design, in a partner ecosystem, in an open source ecosystem like VS Code, or a proprietary ecosystem like MP Lab X, we want them to have the same experience in all those different environments as they would in MP Lab X.
And what do you expect from this decision?
Well, it opens up our products to a lot more wider variety of engineers out there. We'd have engineers that they didn't want to have 2 different operating systems on there. So if they like IR and they're really familiar with it, they don't have to go to MP Lab X anymore. They can design right in IAR or Kyle or any one of our partners.
Okay. Tools, meanwhile, it seems it's a very important theme for all the microcontroller vendors.
Yeah.
Why it changed so much?
Well, it's not really changing. It's really just opening up what our capabilities are to different avenues within the marketplace. Again, MP Lab X is not going away. We'll keep MP Lab X. Now, one thing I will say is we will start, we have already started a marketplace in VS Code.
Okay.
So VS Code, over 75% of the embedded designers out in the world today understand VS Code. They're very familiar with the ecosystem. We now have a marketplace that is equivalent to MP Lab X.
Okay.
So if we got a new designer come on board, we would much rather them be in VS Code. because that's an environment they're familiar with.
Yeah. Okay. So at the end, you expect that you increase your market penetration because it's easier for the people.
It's easier for customers to design with our products because we're not forcing them to come to us. Yeah. We're going to them where they design their products.
I have to ask why it was not necessary before.
Well, no. I can answer that question if you like me to. So Microchip grew up as a proprietary core. Our 8-bit microcontroller is a proprietary core. And so it makes a lot of sense that we had an ecosystem around that 8-bit microcontroller to have a proprietary development system. We were the best. We knew the core. We could do that. As we move into ARM, that's no longer true. So the ARM really opens up a lot of different aspects of how people design and where they design.
Yeah.
So that's the reason really why we've opened it up. And so customers with our 32-bit processors can design where they're designing today. Majority of our 8-bit customers will stay in MPLAB X. Yeah, so they won't move.
They don't. Okay, good.
So that really opens up for our 32-bit customers to say, hey, I don't have to go to MPLAB X anymore. I can design in IAR and get the same experience that I get in MPLAB X in these other ecosystems.
And it's still possible for the developer that he changed, for example, from an 8-bit MCU to a 32-bit MCU?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
But then he has to change.
So one of the strategies that we're starting to implement as well, all the new products coming out. So one thing we noticed as we came out of the pandemic is we did a very good job in entry-level microcontrollers with our 8-bit products. Yeah. We did not have a good offering on 32-bit side. So over the next year, you'll see 3 brand new product families come out from Microchip that are in the entry-level 32-bit market space. We already released one in January, and we'll have 2 more coming up before the end of December.
Okay, clear decision because 32-bit market is the biggest one,
yes,
with the highest growth rate. But I asked already Steve, to be honest, you're still interested in the 8-bit market?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
we'll still continue to develop 8-bit. In fact, I have 2 design pipelines that will continue to focus on 8-bit. We have well over 30,000 customers that still buy 8-bit microcontrollers. Yeah, we will not abandon them. We'll keep producing products to service that market space.
But the difference is, nobody says, I don't make any 8-bit anymore, but most companies says, I don't develop new products. That's a big difference, I would say.
But we still have design wins in 8-bit. We still have new design wins in 8-bit. 8-bit from a value proposition to the market, it's easy to use. Yeah. You have 5 volts. Yeah. It's got low power. Not all 32 bits can get all 3 of those. So we still see design wins in 8-bit. Now, they're not as big as they used to be back in the 2010s and 2000s, but we still see design wins in 8-bit.
Okay, good. From my side, I'm ready.